It's early May, and Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger is spending the day with close friend and teammate Brett Kiesel at a skeet shooting range in Pennsylvania.
You're up, Ghost Rider.
Age before beauty. He's gonna kill me.
Ah! Winner! Chicken dinner!
Jerk. Cheater. How has he grown as a teammate, not just with you, but with everybody?
He's really taken the leadership role and ran with it. He's accepted the role and knows how to lead his group, and he's really, come along not only on the field, but inside the locker room too.
Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback draw, Ben throws it for the 52-yard strike, fires for the end zone, touchdown, what a play for Ben Roethlisberger.
As the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers, two-time Super Bowl champion Ben Roethlisberger is used to being the focus of attention. What he's not used to is the intense scrutiny of an alleged incident which puts his character into question and his leadership to the test.
Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger defending himself against a civil lawsuit this morning. This alleges he sexually assaulted a woman in a Nevada hotel room last July.
On July 17, 2009, 31-year-old Andrea McNulty accused Roethlisberger of sexual assault, battery, and false imprisonment. In an E60 exclusive, Roethlisberger sat down to discuss the case, although his attorneys insisted he not speak about the details of that night.
Ben, what's it been like for you playing this season with the civil sexual assault case hanging over you? What's that been like?
Well, it's been tough because it's something that's going on in your life that is a big deal. But I've been able to kind of put it behind me when I go into practice, when I go to work. And so for me, when it comes time for football, it's a singular focus on trying to win football games and be the best I can be.
When you're not, preparing to play ball and you're at home or away from the game and you're alone with your thoughts, what goes through your mind during those times?
A lot of times I don't. I just block it out. I try not to think about it until it's brought up from the media or I get a call from my agent or my attorneys, whatever. But for the most part, I just try and live my life as normal as I can.
McNulty never filed a police report nor a criminal complaint. Her civil suit asserts Roethlisberger, who was a guest at the Harrah's Lake Tahoe casino where she worked, asked her to fix a television in his room. She alleges that Roethlisberger held her against her will, pushed her onto his bed, and proceeded to penetrate her. Roethlisberger learned of the suit while appearing at a celebrity golf tournament this summer, 1 year after the alleged incident.
I was actually signing a ball for a little kid and was having fun and had a stack of papers handed to me.
What was your reaction to that?
You know what? I was blown away. It shocked me. It hurt because people that know me and that I'm close with know that this is ridiculous. I was just taken aback and didn't know what to think.
5 days after being served papers, the 27-year-old bachelor read a prepared statement.
The allegations against me are reckless and false. I would never, ever force myself on a woman.
What were you feeling? What was going through your mind?
A lot of emotions. I was almost in tears because I got up there and I thought about my family. I thought about my teammates who are my family. It was almost like this is really happening moment.
McNulty seeks a minimum of $440,000 plus punitive damages. She offered to settle out of court under the conditions Roethlisberger admit that he sexually assaulted her and donate $100,000 to a charity for abused women. Roethlisberger refused and in mid-October filed a countersuit. He accused her of extortion, abusive process, and defamation.
Why take this course of action? Be as aggressive as you've been in fighting it.
We want to clear my name because that's what hurt the most is that my name, my family's name, it's been tarnished by this accusation that hurts a lot.
You could have, made it go away and quickly. Why not take that course of action?
Because it's not true, and I don't want to even seem like that I did anything wrong.
A Nevada judge has denied motions from Roethlisberger's attorneys to dismiss the case. As training camp opened this season, Roethlisberger addressed his teammates.
I stood up and just told them that I'm sorry that this could be a distraction, a potential distraction to you guys. It won't be to me. When they just kind of were like, Ben, sit down, man. We know this is not true. We believe in you, and we'll be, fighting for you, whatever we have to do.
That level of support was not always present. Following the 2005 season, when Roethlisberger, at 23, became the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl, a very different dynamic existed.
His success just took off. He was going places and seeing people and doing a lot of those things, and it didn't include us. And, rightfully so, he deserved all the things that he got, but, that kind of just took him away from the team a little bit.
I was invincible. I was Superman. I was probably a little too confident, a little too cocky at times.
In June of 2006, 4 months after his first Super Bowl victory, a near fatal off-season motorcycle accident left him with multiple facial fractures and a broken jaw. He pushed himself to get back on the field, but had the worst season of his career.
He kind of centered himself off to really handle his own issues on his own.
I had to talk to him and try to get him out of it and say, look, you don't have to do this by yourself. It's not you versus the world.
I think I was so bound and determined and just set on proving everybody that I could come back. That just almost turned me into like a machine, just like, it's right here and nothing else.
Roethlisberger responded in 2007 with his first Pro Bowl season, and then signed an 8-year, $102 million contract extension. But he was still distant from many of his teammates. That offseason, backup quarterback Charlie Batch, a 10-year NFL veteran, gave him the wake-up call that changed everything.
I laid everything out for him, his rookie year to where he was at, heading into the 2008 year. And his mouth dropped a little bit.
We talked for a long time, and there was some things were easy to hear, and some things were tough to hear.
What was hard to hear?
Well, just, I wasn't a good leader early on, and I wasn't probably the best teammate I should have been the first couple years. And Charlie helped me, and I think I became a better teammate and friend to a lot of these guys.
What did you change to become a better teammate and friend?
Every couple days I would call 5, 6, 7 guys, or send them text messages, whatever, just, hey, how's your off-season doing? Hope all's well. And I think it really made a big difference.
Roethlisberger also spent more time with his teammates, especially his offensive linemen.
Big waves.
This May, prior to the assault allegations surfacing, he hosted them for a weekend getaway at his lake house in Georgia for the second year in a row.
Why is it important for you to come down here with your offensive line? What did you get out of it as a group?
Well, I started out last year as the reason I wanted to do is I just wanted them to kind of get to know me, who I was, kind of away from football and all that. And I think we developed a really good relationship off of it.
A lot of quarterbacks don't really extend themselves, and he did. And, it just shows you where he's at in his life, and for us to kind of be along with him and try to make the journey with him.
It's come full circle. I think he relates with everybody well, and you can see that camaraderie when he's talking to guys, and you can tell that he really cares about everybody on the team.
This season, Roethlisberger's teammates voted him a captain for the second straight year. He is playing perhaps the best football of his career, while the sexual assault case remains unresolved.
What is the biggest thing that you've taken away from this experience?
You know what? There's a lot of things can happen in your life. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. These allegations are just, they're tough. They're tough on me. But my teammates, knowing that they support me and have my back, that really just means a lot.
Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols, Manny Ramirez, all have homered at Tampa Bay's Tropicana Field. But none have done what this 16-year-old has. January, Bryce Harper hit this 502-foot blast during a high school home run derby. It was the longest homer in the history of the park and would have been longer had it not run out of room.
When I hit the back of the dome, I was like, wow, did that really just happen? I just looked up like, holy crap, that really just happened.
To be able to hit a ball that far, it's, even though it's aluminum bat, but you know, it is amazing.
My son, my oldest boys, showed me on the internet. They had like little clips of him and stuff like that, and showing the ball that he's hit. I mean, that's amazing to be that young, to be able to have that kind of talent.
But the 502-footer is not Harper's longest. As a freshman last year at Las Vegas High School, Harper hit a home run his coaches measured at an astounding 570 feet.
It went over that tree, that green one, that big one, not the one on the right, but that one. And then went over that fence up top, and then about 5 lanes of traffic, and then a sidewalk.
So we're following the track of the ball here, mountain climbing, came all the way across here, and then where did it hit? Show me the exact spot.
Pretty much like right here.
Well, you think you can hit a little further, right?
I think so. We'll see what happens, you know. Hopefully I'll get bigger and stronger and have a better swing and hopefully hit a ball about 600 feet.
Bravado? Surely. Unfounded? Maybe not. Projected as a #1 overall draft pick who could be playing in the majors before he turns 20, the 16-year-old Harper was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in June, compared to LeBron James and nicknamed the Chosen One. Keith Law of Scouts Inc. has been following Harper the last 2 years.
You know, he's one of the best high school position player prospects, I would say, in the last 10 to 15 years. Every time Harper would come up to hit, every scout would stop what he was doing to watch the at-bat. We've never seen a high school position player get a $10 million bonus in the draft. I do think he would be the first candidate to break that barrier.
The 6'3", 205-pound Harper has been clocked pitching 96 miles per hour. Although the position he really prefers is catcher, where he throws runners out from his knees. He hit for a .626 average last season. And then there's what he does faster than most major leaguers.
He's got unbelievable bat speed. Makes hard contact, even when he's not hitting the ball out of the park. Everything he hits is extremely hard.
It was a swing forged early. Bryce's father, Ron, a Las Vegas steelworker and avid baseball fan, worked nights, which meant daytime was for teaching Bryce to play the game.
For helping him to hit, you would throw things to him, right?
You see guys in the Dominican throwing bottle caps to each other or the, peach seeds or whatever it may be. And I would throw little red beans, soup beans, or sunflower seeds.
Bryce's father saw so much potential, he put Bryce, at 3 years old, on his 6-year-old brother's team. By 9 years old, Bryce was traveling nearly every weekend, the star of an elite-level team that held its home games more than 300 miles away in California.
He loves to travel because he loves the tournaments. I mean, there's been many times that he'll come home on a Sunday after, having 10 games for the weekend, and he'll only be home for an hour, and he'll say, "Hey, Dad, let's go hit." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
I played for a team out of Oklahoma when I was 14. I played about 130 games a year, plus about 40. So I played about 170 a year. And I miss about 30 days of school while I'm doing it, but I still pulled the grades and I still got good grades.
Yet this summer, having just finished his sophomore year, Harper made a shocking move, leaving high school altogether. He enrolled at a local junior college, which just happens to be a national baseball powerhouse. To play, Harper must pass the test for his GED, the equivalent of a high school diploma, a test he'll take in October.
That's a little scary, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've asked him several times, "Are you sure this is what we want to do?" I think he's just absolutely bored with school and baseball in high school.
But the move is also a means to an end. MLB's rules for Americans state that any student who drops out of high school and continues to remain out for at least 1 year may thereafter be signed. So by spending this next year in junior college, Harper will be allowed to enter the draft as a 17-year-old in 2010. It's a move league officials believe is unprecedented.
people were like, don't do it, but it's something I want to do.
Who were the people telling you, don't do it, don't do it?
There was always those people that were like, your parents are making a big mistake and all this stuff, but you know, it was my decision to do. You know, it had nothing to do with my parents.
I think it's one thing to support your child making a decision, but at 16, I'm not sure that the child should be the one making the decision.
Monty Poole, a columnist with the Oakland Tribune, is among the national media who've been critical of the Harper's decision.
It just rubs me the wrong way that you want to rob him of 2 years of high school, or that he wants to rob himself of 2 years of high school without really knowing what those 2 years would hold for him.
Why do you think people are complaining about your kid?
You know, I really don't know, but I think it's maybe something to do with baseball. I think it's probably one of the toughest sports to play, to succeed in, and maybe the rate of failure is so high that maybe that's it.
There have been a lot of quote-unquote can't-miss prospects who did miss. So just the notion of someone who is the one who can't miss and should go ahead and make his move right now, it just makes me squirm a little bit.
Ben McDonald was one of those can't-miss kids in 1989. Regarded as one of the best college pitching prospects ever, McDonald was drafted first overall by the Orioles, who were managed by Frank Robinson.
I felt a lot of pressure when Frank Robinson told me that I had to win 20 games for us to be successful, and we were a sub-500 team the year before, and I was a kid that really didn't know how to pitch yet, so there was pressure.
McDonald finished his career with a workmanlike 78 wins over 9 years. Alex Rodriguez has been much more successful after being similarly touted in high school, but even he has a warning for Harper.
When you get so much attention early, there's a sense of arrival. I've arrived. And you know, this game is very tough, and you got to take it one day at a time. And don't believe all the hype and all that stuff around you. Really stay focused on the game.
That hype has already attracted the attention of A-Rod's super agent, Scott Boras, who's advising the Harper family. But it's also ratcheted up the pressure on Bryce. At tournaments, fans who've read about his 500-foot home runs sometimes boo him if he doesn't produce on command.
People want to see him hit that 570-foot home run that he may never hit again. There's times where you could see a little bit of stress in his eyes maybe, and where he just wants to play baseball.
There's people that say, oh, overrated, you're terrible, get a new day job. You know, I'm pretty frustrated about it because I'm not gonna hit a home run every time.
Harper's parents say they're doing all they can to help him cope with the pressure. Even when attending junior college, he'll continue to live at home. And his older brother Brian, a pitcher at Division I Cal State Northridge, is transferring to the same junior college team to chaperone him on road trips. And Bryce is also encouraged to let loose off the field.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm about to whoop you right now.
All right, it's on. That was ugly. I've been schooled.
I just whooped you.
Well, what else do you do besides baseball? Because there's people who hear 130 games a year, all this kid does is play baseball.
I snowboard, I surf. Because I still got to be a kid, you know? Still got to be a kid and have some fun and be a 16-year-old, you know?
And yet Harper is never far from baseball celebrity. It's a reality he embraces. Being a possible #1 pick, the 500-foot home runs, the salivating scouts. In fact, for all the talk of who's putting pressure on the 16-year-old phenom, the person with the biggest expectations might just be Bryce Harper himself.
My goals, you know, I want to be the best player who ever played the game. I want to be the best hitter who's ever played the game. I want to hit 430. Who wouldn't want to be in the Hall of Fame? You know, that's why you play the game, to make it there and make it that far, make it to Cooperstown, be on that ballot. I'm going in and going to play as hard as I can, and it'll be a great thing.